we're just waiting for people to kick back on. Phone call popped in, and I just got kicked off of YouTube. So I am sorry. Come on, come on. Technical difficulties. There we go. My cat's running after a chicken. I'm sorry, guys. I got a phone call and got booted off of the live stream. So we're going to wait for a couple people to jump back in here. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll put the chats up. If you guys asked any questions, I'm sorry. Like I said, I got booted off the stream. Ask them again. I will scroll through them and try to answer them for you. But yeah, I just got a phone call from one of the guys in my fire department, and it booted me. So we will wait for a couple people to get in. I see 2 of you guys already here. Something's moving out there, and I keep hearing it. I don't have much. Oh, you know what it is? My wife's got baby chicks. They're starting to go in the little coop. We got a little tiny chicken coop for the baby chicks to grow out in. We keep them in there for like 6-8 weeks after we move them outside, and and once they get big enough, we'll put them down with the rest of the chickens. So Kevin, will you ever go back to an owner op? I can't say never. I can't say I'll never be an owner op again. You never know what the economy, market, and everything like that is gonna do. So, like I said, I'll never say that I will never be an owner operator. Right now, probably not. I really like the way I am as a company driver. Plus, I got 4 kids, and I really can't afford to do the whole $24,000 for health insurance, and then like an $8,000 to $12,000 deductible again. So, I will probably stay. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a crotch rocket running down the road. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be an owner operator again, just due to what I have here at United Road as a company driver. I make more than I ever did owning my own truck. So I hope that answers that. Connor, have you ever talked to any of the Waddle guys out of West Point? I've heard good things, but wanted your opinion. Yeah, there's been a couple Waddle guys that have continually tried to get me to come over. They don't really seem to have any complaints that I can think of. The only thing that I've ever heard that United Road has on Waddle is, again, the health insurance, which is a huge thing for me. The health insurance itself, from what I've heard from a couple of the Waddle guys, they do very well over there, but they don't have kids, so they're not worried about having a bit of a deductible for their health insurance, where I am. And really that's all I could ever really say. Waddle runs pretty new equipment. I would say a lot of their stuff is within a couple years old. Very nice equipment. It looks good. But I don't know rates or anything like that down there, if they're fantastic or not. If you're curious, I would say give them a shout. Talk to one of them down there, see what they have to say. Connor, if I remember correctly, you're a company driver here at United, right? Or are you an owner operator? If you're an owner operator, I would have no problem giving them a call and asking, at least. I mean, always go with whatever's best. But as a company driver, I've never heard anything bad. I will say that. Let's go, Charlie. I heard that URS is going to all-day cabs and phase out the sleeper trucks. Any truth to that? I honestly don't know. I actually heard the opposite, that they were going to try to do more sleeper trucks. I don't see why you would get rid of the day cabs. especially like the guys out of like Greer running BMWs, rolling out to like West Texas, New Mexico, where in Arizona, where hotels can be few and far between. I would be very shocked if they decide to completely get rid of day cabs. The sleeper trucks, and they might, but I can't see the point in that. You got a lot of drivers that you got a ton of drivers that only will run 9 units anyways. So the sleeper, all it's really gonna do is kind of hurt you on like pickup truck loads and I guess behind the sleeper where I could put a Telluride over a Telluride on the back of my truck. Just speaking via Kia products. That's what I know, or like in Ford Explorer over Ford Explorer, and I can make 13.6 on the back of my head rack. I would say a sleeper guy probably can't. But that's all I could. I guess that's all I could really say in that aspect. I can't see getting rid of these sleepers 100%. Especially right now. Last I heard, everybody's having real trouble just getting trucks in general. So like whether it's Peterbilt, Freightliner, Volvo, I'm pretty sure there's a new Kenworth car hauler out there. I don't know if International's building one anymore. At least if they are, I haven't seen one in a while. Um, they're having a lot of trouble just getting the chassis to even get car haulers. So I think right now a lot of companies are just going to end up having to buy whatever's available. You do have a great run with URS and pay. Yeah, Kevin, I have a great run. I try to stay on it the best I can. If you see flickering, guys, there's a candle right here to keep the mosquitoes out of here, and I don't have a light in this yet. Um, so once I get that, it'll be nicer here. But tell me, do you guys want me to do these on the weekends? I think I might try to start doing one every Saturday, every other Saturday, depending on how busy I am. Is this something you guys would like or not? Have a little drink with us and hang out for a little while. But let's see. Uh, uh, yes, Connor, you are. Oh, you're on the GM dedicated right now. Connor, are you out in California? Um, did he send you out there? My dad is on the GM dedicated right this second. I think he's loading to Reno, Nevada tonight. Let me know if that's what you're doing too, or if you're running out of a different yard. I think he picked his load up in Flint. He had a load to Seaside or Bayside or something like that, California. 3-dropper with 4 units running out that way. Is that something you're doing too? I'm going to try to move this candle a little closer to get some better light. Hang on one second. Let's see. I feel like I'm in like some uh, king style, like Dark Ages kind of show. Let me see. I might move over a little bit. Let's see. Does this get a little better? Put this, back you guys up just a hair. I'm gonna move this thing over here. Sorry, first time doing this at the house. Let's see. This is a little nicer. It's a little brighter at least. See the sweat on my head because it's still in the mid 80s here right now. It's just humid as all get out. All right. So let's go back to the comments here. Kevin, I like how you guys run all types of freight, auction, rentals, CarMax, Carvana. Gives you a lot more opportunity to make as much money as a company driver instead of all the deadhead back to plants and ports and plants. Yeah, that deadhead is what will kill you. Try to stay. I try to have as little deadhead as possible. My wife just came out. You dealing with the chickens? Yeah. Yeah. Try to have absolutely as little deadhead as possible. Oh, by the way, we need to get a light out here. I'm using this candle to try to light me up. um, but yeah, the deadhead. You got to think. Let's say you're making $6 a mile for your freight, and you got to run from wherever you pick up to wherever you're going, and then just come straight back with no haul. You're only making $3 freight. You're not making what you should. And $3 freight, if you ran that not or 3,000 miles a week, that's only going to top you out at $9,000. Let's say you could do that same exact run with $6 freight, but you can get two uh, runs back in that same week at $1,000 a piece. Now you just made $11,000. Now you're making, like, what's that going to be, $2,200 on the week, instead of topping out at 9,000. What, that's 1,750 ish. Math off the top of my head might not be 100%, but I think that's pretty close. But yeah, the deadhead does kill you, and that's the one thing United Road has, is they have the ability, and I would say most of the terminals, I can't speak for all of them because I don't know 100%, but I would say most of the terminals, that is, they can get you something that's going to bring you back. I'm going to try to brighten this up. So let's just see what any of these do. No, yeah, none of those are going to brighten it up. So I'm just going to stay with this. Sorry. By the way, guys, hit the like button for me, please. That really helps get these things out. Connor, yes, I go everywhere, but most all out of Flint, Michigan. Okay, cool. I was offered to go on it. As you guys know, I try to be home every weekend as much as possible. I'm going to refill my cup here. Hang on. There we go. I try to be home every weekend. That is my goal. If I could get on GM and get, which I think would be awesome, like there's a Chevy dealership when I honeymooned with my wife down in Key West, Florida. I would love to get a load down to Key West if I could. That would be that would be fun for me. But again, if I ran if I ran that Key West run out of Flint, if I left Tennessee, drove up, delivered, and then came or ran down, drove up to Flint, loaded, ran down to Key West, that would probably be a week-long trip for me. I'd say that's probably Flint to Miami's got to be like 12 or 1,300 miles, plus the, like, I would say it's got to be 400, 500 from where I live up there. And then Miami down to Key West, I think that's a couple hundred miles itself. So yeah, that'd be like 2,900 miles. That would be a long, I mean, that would be a single trip. That would be awesome. That is one that I would love to do. I've always, when we honeymooned down there, I even told my wife, I said, that is something that if I could get that run down to Key West, that would be fun. The problem is you'd almost have to be on the GM freight, because being on anything else, that is a lot of deadhead, because I doubt there's anything coming out of Key West running north. So let's see. Connor, it's really good money in my opinion, just hard to get home. Yeah, Connor, how long are they keeping you out? Are you hitting that 70 hour a week? It pays, what is it, like $40 an hour or something like that? I don't know 100% how that is, but I think I remember hearing someone say it was like $40 an hour for that run. And, ooh, that was really strong. Damn. Was not expecting that. All right, hang on. little bit more Sprite in that. That helped. Wow, that was almost like taking a shot. Let's go. Kevin, how much is GM paying on the dedicated hourly? Yep. I don't know Kevin 100%. I think it tiers, like it starts at like 37 an hour for the first 40 hours or something like that, and then it starts to tier up from there to like 40, 45, something like that an hour. Once you start getting above like 40, 50, 60 hours. I don't know. I've never done it 100%. So anybody that can answer, help him out with that. I don't know personally. Think, come say goodnight. My girls are getting in bed. Connor, Niles Chevrolet in Key West. That was a fun. Hey, Connor here. He's taking that run down to Chevy in Key West. I was just telling. I want to do the hey girly. Give me hugs. Oh, good night. Love yous. Kissy. I was wet. That's it. Okay, go hop in bed, girly. That's fine. She doesn't have to put shoes on. It's the deck. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Oh, there's no rush. I'll go to the next question here. Connor, I try to run 80, 84 hours a week. I just got home from being out a month. Good night, girlie. Come here. Give me hugs. Good night. Say hi.
Hi.
Love you.
Love you.
We'll get some sleeps. I'll see you in the morning. If you're awake when I get done, I'll come in and say goodnight to you. Alright. When my wife comes back, I'm going to see if we got some sort of flashlight or something we can shine up here. Get light a little bit better. 80 to 84 hours a week. How do you do that, Connor? How do you... Because you only drive 70. So, or is there something that I wasn't aware of that allows you to go over? But, or do you just try to get to the end and load as much longer as possible? I don't blame you if you do. It's paid hourly. Will Fonzo, sorry. If I said that right, I'm sorry. They offered me 42 an hour. I think you work 65 plus hours. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna pay me hourly. I'm gonna try to obviously get as many hours as humanly possible. Whatever they're going to allow me to run, I will do my best to run. That's gonna be the goal anyways. So I mean, $40, let's say $40 bet just hit my gazebo. At $40 an hour, 70 hours, that's what, 28? Yeah, $2,800 a week. That's not bad. Run 14 every day, do a reset midweek, can get an extra day before. There you go. Yeah, I don't blame you, Connor. That is how you would do it, and which is the way I run. I run my 14-hour every day I can. That's really the only way to make any money here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get a sit tight. Hit the like button. I'm gonna try to go get a flashlight or something. Give me 2 seconds here. All right, come back. Ugh, sorry, my wife's looking for a light. Because this is not gonna work out for me. This looks horrible, if you ask me. I don't know if it's weird for you guys, but I can't stand it. Let's see what else we got. Has United ever told you to train someone? They've never told me to. Um, and I've talked with my terminal manager about it because the pay has gone up considerably. I think they just raised it from $150 a day to $250 a day for training for the driver. Plus, you get a percentage of everything the driver makes for like 6 months or something like that. I don't know 100%. It's something like that. But I don't I can't train personally. Not that I don't want to. I mean, I'd love to do a training course. That'd be fun. I do this with you guys. I love training in general and trying to help people as much as I can. But to train, even with the higher pay, it'd be too much of a pay cut for me. Because you got to figure, what's that? $250 a day. That is 1,000, 1,250. And the problem that you have is I live 6.5 hours away from my terminal. So when I start out on a Monday morning, I have a 6.5 hour deadhead just to get to work. So that means I'd have a 6.5 hour deadhead to get to train somebody. And then we'd probably have to take a real short run because by the time I got down there, we got loaded. And obviously training, you're going to be, sorry, I'll do it with this hand. Obviously training, you're going to be like 3, 4, 5 hours to load. It's not going to be a quick load. And then you have to go deliver. You're already, by the time you're loaded, we're at like 12, 13, 14 hours on the road at that point. Or by the time I got loaded, you got 6.5, 7 hours by the time I got there. Hang on. Did you find the light?
Batteries if you need them.
Oh. I'm just going to try to shine it straight up, see if this helps at all.
Alright.
Hang on. Oh, that is... Let's try doing... Move this. I'm going to burn this house down. So... That still sucks.
Why don't you try to put new batteries in it?
No, it's just... Hang on, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. We'll do this better at another point. That seems to be a little bit better. Hey, you want to come sit out here? So the training itself is just it's going to take too long to get going on a Monday, and then for me to get home on the weekend, I'd have to leave on a Friday by like noon, which I mean I try to do that anyways. I try to load Friday at like noon, 1 o'clock. By the time I get done, make the 6.5 hour drive, I get back home 6, 7 o'clock at night normally, sometimes 8 on a Friday, and that's what I try to do. In training someone, I guess unless I lived here in East Tennessee, how am I going to turn around and ask somebody to go ahead and spend the weekend in a hotel just down the road here? I guess that it just wouldn't pan out. I'm gonna see. Go to that one and shine. That is really bright. That is still horrendous. Let's try going here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. That seems to be a little bit better. Go straight on. Get rid of some shadows. I will get this figured out. Or we just won't do this in the evening as much. I'm sorry, guys. It feels like a damn horror movie. This is not gonna work. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, my run, the issue would be is the driver, if they ran the same run I did, which would be the most money personally, but they're only going to unload and reload 3, maybe a 4th time in the week. I normally do 27 cars a week, 3 9-car loads, sometimes a 10-car load I can get in, but normally it's just 3 loads a week for me. Most weeks. Sometimes, like I said, I get a 4th load in. If I'm running locals, um, I got 6 or 7 loads on the week, but normally it's just gonna be like 3 loads a week, and that's not a way anybody's going to be able to um, make money doing this, or not make money. They're be able to get good at hauling cars. You got to have that 10, 15, 20 loads in a week. 20 loads, jeepers. I'm not thinking tonight. You gotta have that 5, 6, 7 loads in a week. You got to be able to load and unload every day, creating that repetition that I can't personally give somebody with either not without taking a pay cut or not getting home. And either of those I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna make it home, and I'm not willing to take a pay cut. It's bad as that sounds. That is my reasoning for not. Um, I work to provide for my family, and losing $300-400 a week, in my opinion, would not do that. It wouldn't provide for my family the way that I want to. I chase dollars. At the end of the day, I hustle, and the only reason is one, my mind works as this is a constant. How do I say, a constant um, game. I do view this as a game. I always try to beat last week's record or my month total records. I think my record now for the month, my dad beat it just like a couple weeks back, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I think his monthly record was like 52,000 on the month, and I think I got like 49. I was just shy of 50. Me and my dad are always real close in our numbers, but yeah, it, it's all about money at the end of the day. Um, let's go, Tony again. How come people that start car hauling don't last that long? Okay, the reason I guess people don't last as long in car hauling is it's a very difficult job. I would say it's not easy in the aspect of like being able to do it isn't hard once you've learned the patterns, learned how to do everything. That in and of itself, it isn't all that hard, but turning around and from starting scratch, learning it's not an easy job. Like I tell everybody, if you're gonna come here, think of it as a career. You almost have to think like you're gonna be an intern for 6 months to a year, depending on how quick you learn. 6 months is gonna be about the quickest to where you're gonna pick it up, and if you're good and you can learn the stuff well, you can go out there and roll. I'd say pretty easily 1,600 to 2,000 a week if you're good, and you have a great terminal. But if it takes you a little while to learn how to load fast and be able to get these loads on in 45 minutes to an hour, get them unloaded in that 25 to 35 minute range, it takes time. This is not something that you're going to excel at day one. Like if you're a van driver, and I don't know van rates, so I'm just talking out my butt here, but if you're a van driver, you might be able to go out day one because all you're doing is driving to the shipper or receiver, backing into a dock. They load you, you check everything, and then get your bill of lading and roll to the next one, and you do that over and over again. So yeah, the $900 $1,200 paychecks can start almost day one as long as you're willing to run your clock. You're gonna run your full 11-hour drive day. Um, if if you turn around and start hauling cars, your first load is going to be 6 to 8 hours to get 9 units on the first. And when I say first load, not when you're training, but your first load when they put you out on your own and you just get that sheet of paper and you have to decide how to put it on. Um, it's going to take you 6 to 8 hours. That's a whole day gone. Then you drive the next day and deliver, and now you turn around and let's say the next day is a 400-mile run. So you're going to drive 400 miles. That's probably going to pay the truck 1,800, maybe $2,000 top end. Um, for like what our rates are. I don't know. Other people might have better rates. I know other people do have better per load rates, but it'll give you more deadhead than United Road. United Road has that tendency. I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm gonna get back. Sorry. Um, but so you deliver that load and it paid the truck, let's say $2,000. You made $500. Awesome, but it took you 2 days. When that load you should have been able to get there, load, and deliver in the same day to make that $500. And then you grab another load to get you back. That's gonna pay you. Let's say usually your back hauls are less. So let's say $1,500. That's gonna pay you $350, give or take. I'm math and a little bit of alcohol involved. A little slower mental, but you turn around and do that. Um, Now you're in 2 days you've made $850, whereas as a brand new driver you made $500. And that's if you're doing it well. Um, it just takes time, and most people aren't patient enough to spend the years that it takes to be an expert in car hauling. I would say it took me 6 years before I got really, really good. And you guys see how I work. I hustle. And I hustled back then when I was 21, 22. I just wasn't that good at it, and I didn't have anybody teaching me. So having someone that can train you and teach you how to strap down, how to load. When I first started, we were still using chains, and I had no idea what a tie down was on a car. I just put a car on. I didn't know how far to put it on, or whether I back it on, pull it on, whatever. I just put stuff on, and if I didn't make height, I had to take it off and do it again and again and again. And there's multiple times where I had to load something at a rail yard 3, 4 times before I finally ever got it down to height. And that's just because I had no one teaching me. Well, it took me 6 years to get good at it. Now I would say I'm not an expert at this by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very good at the uh, run that I have in the area that I do the runs in. And I hope that answers it. Just people aren't patient enough to put the effort in to learn the industry, and that's really what you have to do. You have to learn the loading and unloading. You have to learn the runs. You have to learn the routes. And when I say learning the routes, learning where your back hauls are, so you can constantly, like I do with West Virginia, I'm constantly planning. If I know I'm going to West Virginia, I want to know what my back haul is. Am I going to an auction? Am I going to a rental agency? Am I going over to Marysville to load Hondas? Am I going, my dad heading all the way to Flint, Michigan to load GMs? Like what am I doing? A lot of times I will turn around, and it's happened multiple times, just to keep the money flowing. I'll have a load in like Cleveland. Well, I'll deliver West Virginia, and then my dispatcher will call and go, man, I only got 4 cars, but do you want them? It's an hour out of your way, but it pays the truck like $800, and they're delivering in Cleveland. Do you want those? And I'll take them. Most of our drivers won't touch a partial load. My idea is, man, empty decks, empty checks. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. And at some point I'll sell it if you guys want that. But empty decks are empty checks. So always, always, always drive with something on. I don't care if I have to run 30 minutes out of my way to grab one car that's paying the truck $300, $250. but it's delivering right down the road to where I'm loading, I'll grab it. I don't care. It's a couple extra bucks. You made, would that be an extra 50 to 75 bucks? So just constantly run like that. That's the way I run them. That's how I hit the numbers that I do. And I don't know where I was going with that answer. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Let's see. I'm gonna butcher this name, but Banzi. How are you doing tonight? Keep up the hustle. Always will. Connor, in my opinion, a trainee should be paid a set rate for a month or so that they don't have to worry about money. Then bury them in the rail yard. In my opinion, only way to learn. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how you do it because the hard part is and I've said it for a couple of years now. Instead of paying like $15,000 for someone with 5 years of car hauling experience to come over here, and then hiring also absolute greenhorns. Man, if it was me, I'd be offering 25, 30,000 to get those guys over here, and it's just my mindset. I'd be trying to snipe all the great drivers from the other companies because you got to figure you turn around and hire a greenhorn, someone that's never done it before. You you hire a newbie, and you're gonna pay them. You're gonna invest right from the get go 2 grand, just in getting them through the process of hiring them. Between paying out, well, actually more than that because I would get 2 grand for a newbie to come over here. Um, so you turn around and you're gonna be 4 or 5 grand into this guy before you even get him started. And you don't know if he's gonna be able to haul cars or not at this point. So you're 4 or 5 grand into him. You got him hired. Now you got him into a truck or into training, and you're paying that first week is computer stuff and all that. So that's the standard 150 a day, training fee, whatever. They get you through all that, and you get out into the yard. And I don't know if you're just loading and unloading at the yard. You're not actually driving. I don't know how that even pay goes to you. Um, but you have a guy training him. All of that is going to be, well, that $250 a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, however you run it. That's gonna be $1,250 to $1,500 a week. You're gonna have a driver with a trainee for 4 to 6 weeks. By the time they are able to be completely on their own, going and hauling their own loads. So now you're into this driver 25, 30 grand, and he might make it 1 month and leave. I would personally rather just pay 25 grand up front, 25, 30 grand, snipe some dude that's got 11, 12 years of experience, get him in and just let him start hauling. But that's, I don't get to make the business decisions. But if it was me, that's personally the way I would have, I would go about it. I would just try to snipe the aces in the car hauling industry and give them every chance they can to make 130,000 a year if possible. If any of you guys are having a drink, write in the comments what you're having, just out of curiosity, or am I the only one drinking alone tonight? Let's go on. Car hauling is a job for people with can-do attitudes. You can't teach people. Yeah, you really can't teach. You can't teach someone to hustle. That is all in the personality. If you turn around and if you're one of those guys like I am, and a lot of drivers are like Connor, running his 14 hours out every day and then turning around and getting an extra day in on the week. Yeah, absolutely. That hustle, that's within. That is not something that can be taught. That is a hunger you have to better yourself in this world. Because yeah, you can come into car hauling and make $900 a week. Um, it's just it's up to you, especially at United Road, where you're not just forced to go haul somewhere. You go do what you want to do, and I just that's one of my favorite things here is just they leave it up to you to either make it or not. It is up to you whether you fail or not here, which I love. I get to run my truck as if I'm an owner operator. Maybe I'm just lucky with the terminal that I'm at and the experience that I have that they allow me to do it. I don't know if everybody here gets to, but I thank God all the time that that I'm allowed to haul the way I do. The opportunities that I have here, it's a blessing for me and my family, honestly. Let's go. If you if you are new, your goal should be to do the job safe and proper first. Speed comes late. Yeah, yeah. Don't just try to do it in 35 minutes to an hour uh, in the beginning. Like I said, it you have to look at this as a career. This is like becoming. I don't want to say a doctor because that's like 12 years and stuff, but this is like becoming an airline pilot where you have to put 1,000 hours in before you can even get a job in the airline industry to start making real money. You got to figure this is the same thing. You're making the same money airline pilots are hauling cars. Um, that 1,500 to 2,500 a week. That's what airline pilots are making. Most of them. You get into jumbo jets and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a little different, but for the most part, a lot of your pilots, you're making that 1,500 to 2,500 a week. That's what we make, and that's up to you to put that 1,000 hours in to learn it. It's not something that's just comes overnight. Uh, let's see. Will, man, I love car hauling, and I come a horrible terminal Dallas. Oh, so you're down there with Dallas. Are you with United Road? I gotta ask, Will. If you are, that's Doug down there, right at the Volkswagen yard. Um, if it's a horrible terminal, man, I'm sorry. I don't. I've hauled out of that Volkswagen yard many times. I don't know Doug very well at all, so I can't really say an opinion on him because how do you form an opinion talking to the guy maybe 15 minutes total in 2 years, 3 years? Um, but if it's a horrible yard, man, why? What is that yard that I guess that's holding it back? And that's something that I guess we need to work on. I can't make those kind of decisions with United Road. Like that's not something I'm trying to just adjust a little bit. That's not something I can change for you. I'm just curious because like I said, I can only comment on how my terminal is. I don't know all the terminals and I run them. I just I don't know how they treat their drivers or not. And obviously, everybody's different. I love my dispatcher and terminal manager. They are great people. Um, and if they are one of a kind, man, I really hope United Road puts them on a pedestal to show all the other terminals. Man, this is how you should be doing this. This is how you keep drivers because I mean, man, they are awesome to me. And I can't say that way to everybody. I could just be lucky and blessed, I guess. Go to church on Sundays. Maybe you'll be blessed too, sort of thing. It's not how that actually works, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I have no complaints here. Let's go on to Tony, Montana. My friend told me when he started training in United Road, they told him to stay in San Francisco for like 3 weeks training there without getting home. What you think about that? Is that good? I don't know. Depends on where he lives. Um, I guess if you live hours away, unless you're willing to park your car down there and drive back, when you're not training, it is what it is. There was a couple guys. The training when I did it, it was before all the COVID stuff. I turned around and they flew us to Michigan, and we sat in a classroom up there. Went out in the yard, showed that we can load and unload. I actually up there, I personally helped a couple of drivers learn how to load because I've done it for a very long time. At that point, I was 11 years into hauling cars, so I just helped out. I just did my best to try to help people that just didn't know, give them little tips here or there. Um, I was up there for a week. There was a couple people that had been there for like 3 or 4 weeks at that point. They just left them in a hotel and paid them the minimum pay, which I think was the $150 a week. I don't know. They could have changed it. It's been 2 years, 3 years. It'll be 3 years in Thanksgiving when I got hired. Um, I don't know how they do that. As for being out there for 3 weeks, again, like I said, depends on where he lives. That may be what it is, and I don't know. Is he in his own truck, or is he going to be in a truck? Is he riding with somebody that's going to be out there for that time? Um, is it all local stuff? Like I don't know where the West Coast freight goes at all. I know nothing about the West Coast. If you drew a line, Kansas City to Dallas, Texas, so that is and east. That is my knowledge. Anything west of that, I am at the mercy of my dispatch because I know nothing. But like I said, that just might be what it comes down to. He has to be there to learn. I don't know if he's just standing in the yard and just helping every driver that comes in load. That might be the same thing. Also, guys, but man, please smash that like button for me if you haven't already. Let's get these videos out. We're starting to grow very rapidly. Like I've said before, guys, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I've been doing this going on 4 years on this YouTube thing. Actually, no, yeah, I'm almost to 4 years of doing this, and it's a slow grow. If you can't tell, I tried to have gotten better. I hope I have, but yeah, the growth, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue going through here. YM. In car hauling, stop thinking money and start thinking how you can become better. Yeah, that is 100%. Be be an expert, and the money just comes. If you just chase dollars, if you just chase money constantly, you'll never be happy with it, I guess, until you become an expert. Be an expert. Learn truckloads. Learn big SUV loads. Learn mid-size SUV loads. Learn your SUV loads where you can load 9 throughout the whole truck. All SUVs. Learn car loads. Learn 10 car loads. Learn 11 car loads. Figure all that out, and money's there. It's yours for the taking at that point. The money will come. Hey Ben, what's going on? Yeah, I was talking to you the other night, Ben. I'm sorry, my got like 12 phone calls that evening, and just never called you back. My bad. Well, if you're running Ben, if you're running on Monday, I'll call me. I'll be hitting the road. I'm loaded with Hondas, so like it'll be like 4:30 in the morning. I'll hit the road. Give me a shout. Doug runs GM dedicated now, not Dallas terminal manager anymore. Oh, okay. So Connor, is that a promotion or is that a demotion? I don't know. Um, but yeah, Doug was down there. And by the way, who's running GM or Dallas if you know anymore? Ben, hello again. Sorry, man. Yes, I'm in United Road and I make money. Just had a better time at West Point. Oh man, so Will, do you run out of West Point or is that your home terminal? Because that's obviously where I'm at. Just if you see me down there, say hi. Um, Ben Brown, United Road is trash. You know nothing, man. Ben, you're playing with fire on that one. He lives in Los Angeles, but they told him he's gonna go train over there in San Francisco like 3 weeks, so he won't be home in like a month. Is that good? How far away is Los Angeles to San Francisco? Again, if you got a personal car and they don't need you there 7 days a week, just I would just drive home. Even if I got to rent a car, what's it gonna? If you have the money, what's a rental car going for? $25 to $35 for a small compact right now. I've done that many times. Run home, go see your family, and then roll out. Again, I can't say whether that's good or not. It depends on how fast he learns. If he picks it up real quick and then turns around and if he turns around and then rolls I guess if he can pick it up and get in his own truck, obviously you're going to excel very rapidly at that point. Um, he might get home sooner. I don't know. I don't know how they run it out there. I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that better. Ben, and if you are Matt, learn 12 cars. I we don't do 12 cars anymore, man. But some of those old, I don't know how many of you guys have been around car hauling since the early 2000s and saw some of those late 90s, early or mid 90s car haulers back then that you could run 12. I think I don't want to say names because they're now no longer in business, but there was an outfit that was out of Scottsville, New York, had like 25 trucks on the road, and they had cab over 12 and 13 car haulers, and they ran lease turn-ins to Mannheim, Pennsylvania, and back, literally like 1,000 cars a week, um, just full 10, 11, 12 car loads back and forth constantly. Um, yeah, you forgot about me. You'll be up nights. All right, yeah, Ben. So if you're awake, shoot me a text. If I'm up, I'll call you. Uh, promotion. He's in charge of this new thing URS head called United Road Special Services, and wraps all of the dedicated accounts into one division. Okay, so he's controlling CarMax dedicated, Carvana dedicated, this GM dedicated work. So that it's kind of all the above there. So yeah, I guess he's doing good for himself. I don't have a comment on how he is as a person, but Connor, I hope he's taking care of you because what he did to my dad wasn't all that great. He he got him. He was told in the beginning I was going to grab a load from Michigan, run to California because originally he didn't want to do it. So they told him he would run Michigan to California, run straight back to Michigan and grab something into like North Carolina, South Carolina, something to get him back home after his 2 weeks. And once he got him out there, it was that whole well, now that you're there, you're kind of stuck. I need you to run locals. So my dad wasn't very thrilled about that one. We'll see how that one goes here shortly. Um, what happens when you don't get along with your terminal manager? What's the other options? Um, I don't know 100%. Uh, my terminal manager, the original one, he's no longer here. I don't want to explain why. Um, me and him didn't really have an issue, but he was very new to car hauling in general. And me, I was lucky to where I know almost all the terminal manager or dispatchers in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, West Georgia. I think I just said that. West Point, Georgia, Tennessee. I had phone numbers for Ohio where they kind of just let me go run. Work was thin to begin with, so um, nothing was really, I guess, late. So it was just kind of where do you want to go? and I ran Ohio and ran Marysville or CarMax back, and I got lucky and just continued running that, and then when we got David, who's my terminal manager now, he's amazing. He, again, I can't comment if it's just me, but he goes out of his way for us and me and my dad, and I know a few other drivers that feel the same way. There's probably like 8 of us that I know and talk to pretty regularly. That he, between him and our new dispatcher D, they are on the game. They're the reason that I make what I make. And I'm not even gonna lie about that. If it wasn't for them and I had one of these terminal managers that it sounds like some of you guys have had, um, it would be a whole different story. Let's go on to the next one. Will, my home terminal is now is Dallas because I live here, but I first started I was at West Point. Always try to get out east to get a load from either West Point or Greer to end my week. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Will, I hope Dallas is decent to you. I just, like I said, I have no comment about Dallas in and of itself out there. I don't know how they run things. I know the last like 4 or 5 times I've gone to Dallas, I've had a deadhead all the way to Houston to get a load. Loaded those, what are those GM Blazers down there in the Acadias, I think. No, Terrains, Blazers and Terrains. Loaded those things up. It is what it is. I make my money however I can, but yeah, they're like I said, they're West Point's awesome. I know if you got out there and you talk to D, I don't know who your terminal manager is anymore. If Doug's not over there anymore, but if you talk to D and she can get you back home, I know she's got a ton of freight going in Texas right now, and you're probably gonna get that 175 extra going back. So try to get it. I think they're doing that to like the 22nd. So what's that? A week and a half more? 2 weeks maybe? Um, First class towing. Hey man, what's going on? All right, so I got to the last question right here. Guys, it's probably gonna be the last one I'm gonna answer. We're right at an hour. I have to go paint a bathroom tonight. Um, we got my son's birthday party next weekend, so we're trying to get things cleaned up. So this is probably my last one, unless something else pops up. But what's the best way to get along with your trainer and learn good? That is a loaded question there. I guess understand that um, they're gonna just try to teach you, and don't try to fight them. I know I've heard of a lot of people that will try to battle with the trainers and stuff like that. Don't do that. Don't get in arguments. Just listen. And at the end of the day, the happier you can be with them, the happier they will be with you, I guess, and the quicker they're going to get you on the road. So just try to learn it. Understand you're there for training. If you got a bad trainer, just suck it up, I guess, and get through it. That's really all I could say on that aspect. A couple more just popped up. Connor, personally don't have anything bad to say about GM dedicated dispatch staff, but I'm out for long periods of time, so was willing to run whatever. Okay, well, yeah. So Connor, yeah, if you're willing to go run for a month or so, then obviously you're not going to be like me, which I want 2 weeks. 1 week out, 1 week back, or multiple short runs. I don't care what it is, just get me home. This right here, being home with my family, that is 100% everything to me. I give my cup in front of everything. First class. How long have you been in this business? This is my 13th year. I have been doing this for 12 to 13 years at this point. I've started my 13th year. Yeah, January will be. I started in 2009, so just a couple years. And this is all I've ever done. I've only ever hauled cars. Will, my trainer, was out of West Point. Was Sam? He was awesome. I might have met Sam like 2 weeks ago. Is he still at United Road? An older gentleman. I think he lives in Alabama. Semi-local to that area. I don't know. I think I know who you're talking about. If he's still at United Road, he is a good guy. First class. And have you always been a car hauler, or did you do other trucking? Yeah, only been a car hauling. And I've only ever been a car hauler. That's all I've ever done. That being said, tired of being out for so long, so we shall see. Yeah, man, I understand that. Guys, I'm gonna sign off here. I'm gonna go hang out with my wife, go paint a bathroom, and I will, I guess, see you guys on the next one. Thank you for hanging out and saying hi. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel as always, guys, and down below will be all my links for anything that you guys could want that I get a kickback on. Other than that, guys, love you. Have a good night. Have a good night. Love your videos. Thank you, Will. I'm signing off. So y'all have a good one. I'll get this lighting thing fixed for the next time. Thanks.